Hello again, this is Sam Houston, and welcome to My Front Porch. A Mother's Day Revisited. This past weekend, I got out of bed and went about performing my usual weekend routine. I ate my usual breakfast, went to the office, and did my usual weekend task, and then returned home to do something out of the ordinary, clean my bedroom closet. We moved into our house 5 years ago last fall. On the day of the move, I threw my things into the closet so I could start getting up the rest of the house set up. An organized closet was just something which fell into that category of a future goal. Over the course of time, I've tidied up a little, but for the most part, the closet has never been set up to be functional for my needs and wants. It was something I told myself I'd get around to, but just never seemed to find the time. For some reason, the urge hit me this past Sunday, and I was determined I was going to get that sucker cleaned up and organized. It was Mother's Day, but we'd celebrated as a family the day before, so it seemed like a good time to literally grab a shovel and dig in. It was a chore. I managed to fill several large containers to take to Goodwill, thus cleaning out a significant amount of hanging space on the clothes racks. I went through boxes, discarded items which were no longer necessary, and saving keepsakes which were important to maintain. Then, an interesting thing happened. I was going through some paperwork and I found a letter. This was no ordinary letter. It was a Mother's Day letter I'd sent to my mom on May 6, 1965. Mom had kept it for many years. When she died, it came into my hands. On the back of the letter in my mom's handwriting was written, "From my little son Sam, 3rd grade, 8 years old, 1965. It was Mother's Day, and for some unknown reason, I'm cleaning out my closet, and curiously find this letter. Now talk about timing. As I held the letter in my hands, I looked it over, and I noticed several noteworthy items. First, I can vaguely remember that our class wrote letters to our mothers to celebrate the holiday, but also to teach us how to address and mail a letter. I'm not sure that is something that they still do in school. When looking at the envelope, I noticed that there was no zip code. That's because in 1965, zip codes, which had been introduced, but they were not mandatory. Also notable was the 5-cent postal stamp, which made me think how much postage had increased in 61 years. Even more noteworthy and indicative of the time, I wrote the address in cursive, something which I'm pretty sure isn't commonly taught anymore. The letter was addressed to Mrs. D.E. Houston, not to Betty Houston. You see, this was before the women's movement, and women were commonly referred to by their husband's name. Been a long time since I've read or heard someone refer to a woman by the name of her husband. I'm pretty sure I've never referred to my wife as Mrs. Sam Houston. I was very close to my mom. She had lost a son to illness when he was only 3 years old, some 8 years before I was born. I think the experience of losing a son somehow made her treasure our relationship even more. It sometimes seemed like she tried to give me my fair share of her love, but also the share which would have gone to my brother. We were very close. My message in the letter was simple. I wished her a happy Mother's Day and told her while I did not have any money to buy her a present, I would give her all my love. Admittedly, reading the letter was emotional for me. It made me think of my relationship with Mom and how good she'd been to me. How perhaps she had not been the perfect mother by some objective standard, but whatever else someone else might see as her faults or shortcomings, she was the perfect mother for me. I paused and reflected and hoped that I'd fulfilled my promise to give her all my love. She deserved it. I also thank God for putting me in that closet on Mother's Day, cleaning up a mess that I should have taken care of long before. No one will ever convince me that it was just a coincidence that I was there and found the letter. It was all part of a plan. I guess I'll never truly know the purpose of the plan, but if If it was to make me think about my dear mother in a deeply emotional way, the plan worked. It worked very well. To all you mothers out there, I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. God bless you all. Thought for the day: all that I am, or all that I hope to be, I owe to my sacred mother. Abraham Lincoln. Until next time, I'll keep riding the storm out.
You've been listening to From My Front Porch with Sam Houston, brought to you by the Granbury Theater Company. You can catch Sam's column every week in the print edition of the Hood County News or online at hcnews.com.